Hey everybody, and welcome back to Planescape Torment. I've been gone for over a month, and I owe you a bit of an explanation. It's kind of a simple thing. I was in the hospital for a while. I also went through surgery. First time ever hospitalized, first time ever surgery. And it was unpleasant. And I'm still recovering from that with a bunch of pain. And yeah, treatment will still need to come, and I don't want to get into most of the things. I haven't been very active or explaining what the hell's going on Twitter or anything like that. Normally I could say, if you want to know what the hell's going on, follow me on Twitter, but that's not even accurate this time. I was just out. There's not much to say. Real life gets in the way. It feels kind of crappy. I'm right now still coughing and in pain and not great, so we're going to have a short episode today, but I really want to get back. So let's continue where we left off. And once again, I'm sorry for not even mentioning what's going on. Yeah, let's play some Torment. I will mention one thing. So I had no idea where we were whatsoever. I watched the last couple of minutes of the previous one just to where were we? Because this was really over a month ago, 5 weeks I think, and I also checked how to become a mage online because I really wanted to become a mage, and I wanted to just really quickly check that up. And it is the lady that we talked to in Ragpicker's Square. We just have to do a bunch of tasks for her. So I can't remember what the tasks were for her. Find a gardener who has Mabeth's herbs. So find the fruit merchant Mabeth told me about, but he doesn't have the herbs I need. He told me I'd have to go find a gardener in order to get the herbs. I can't imagine I would find a gardener in the hive. So now I have to find where this is. So I have no idea, so I'm just going to keep going around. This might take a while and I might lose a bunch of experience, but hey, it's all we could really do. So we're just going to keep going. And we just entered this bar. We talked to Drusilla, we talked to Ignis, who is living fire stuff, and that's about it. And now there's a bunch of other people we want to talk to. This metal table is scarred with talons, knives, teeth, and the marks of innumerable tavern brawls. Like the air around it, it is warm to the touch. Cool. Dak'kon. Let's talk to Dak'kon. The man before you is old. His dry yellow skin has the scars of one who has traveled everywhere and never rested long in any one place. His pinched face is inhumanly angular, and his ears sweep out from his skull, tapering to points. He wears a loose-fitting orange tunic, and a strange, shimmering blade is strapped across his back. The blade looks to be a two-pronged glaive, made of some metal whose surface swirls like a film of oil on a pond. Show more. Read. The man turns to you, his eyes like polished coal. He stares through you, and for a moment you wonder if he might be blind. The weapon suddenly turns a dead flat back, mirroring the man's eyes. Are you alright?
Traveler.
Hail, traveler. He says nothing for a moment, merely searches your face with his eyes. Hail, traveler. His voice is quiet and somber, like a wind whispering through the branches of a great tree. Hail.
Your eyes are the weight of one who has traveled far to be in this place.
He has full voice work, it seems, for him speaking. The man meets your gaze, his eyes burrowing into yours. His weapon drains of its black color, resuming its shimmering you noticed before you spoke to him. Your eyes have the weight of one who has traveled far to be in this place. You could say that. The man's gaze does not waver from yours. I am known as Dak'kon. The emphasis he places on the word known strikes you as odd, yet familiar at the same time. You are not known to me. I do not know myself. That is for the best. In knowing yourself, there would be little in the plains left worth knowing. He falls silent for a moment, still studying you with his coal-black eyes. I would know why you have come to this city. I'm looking for answers. I have many questions. Speak your questions. I will hear you. Your features are unfamiliar to me. What are you? A Githzerai. Githzerai. A Githzerai? A Githzerai is one of the people. One of the people? A Githzerai. Nice. Yes, but what are Githzerai exactly? Dak'kon is silent for a moment, then speaks. Our history does not need to be made known to you. We would bleed to death on Time's blade before I recited a fraction of the histories of our people. I don't need to know your histories, but I would know of your people as they are now. Dak'kon is silent for a moment. Know this and accept it as an answer. We are the people who make our home upon this shifting plane of limbo. With a deft motion, Dak'kon slips the blade from his back and holds it before him. Wait, see what happens? There, he moved. He had an animation of like, and he went back. Like it was, I couldn't even see. Yeah. There, we mold the matter of limbo with our minds. We forge cities with our thoughts. As you watch a series of rippling waves of metal begin to roll forth from the center of the blade, the pitch and crest of the waves match the inflections in Dak'kon's voice. In its chaos we dwell, with only our knowing to preserve us. We are the Githzerai. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but... What is a blade you have? It moved, shifted in response to your voice. It is a karach blade. It is an object that lets others know the rank of the wielder. Karach, what does that mean? Dak'kon falls silent for a moment, as if searching for the correct words. In your tongue, the closest translation is chaos matter. The people may shape it with their thoughts. The people? The Githrazi. What are the Githrazis again? The people. Okay. And then he does that again. Okay, what is the blade? Karach, what does it mean? Shape it with their thoughts? Karach is not shaped by heat, but by knowing oneself. It is a mirror that reflects the will of the wielder on its surface and in its edge. When one knows themselves, the blade is strong, harder and stronger than steel. When one does not know themselves, the blade is as water, formless and weak. What rank does the blade signify? The blade is a symbol carried by the Zerth. A Zerth is one who knows the words of Zerthimon. In knowing the words of Zerthimon, they know themselves. I gotta say, the asterisks around certain words is kind of reminding me of the ors in Star Control 2, where the translation can't actually understand what the hell they're talking about and just puts on these words. Here it's used in a different context, but it's just giving me flashback to that. What the hell is Zerthimon? Founded our race. He knew the Githzerai before they knew themselves. He refined the people. He gave them one mind. What is the blade made of again? In your tongue is chaos matter. I had some other questions. Can you tell me of the Githzerai people? Can you tell me about this city? It is known by the name Sigil. Among the people, it is known as the city that does not know itself. It doesn't know itself. What do you mean? The city exists, but it does not know itself. In not knowing itself, its existence is flawed. How is it flawed? The city exists in opposition to itself. It has set itself apart from the planes, yet it seeks to be everywhere at once. Its walls are doors, yet it keeps the doors locked. Such an existence tells of a thing that does not know itself. In not knowing itself, it is flawed. When you say the city is everywhere at once, what do you mean? The city itself is built from doors. These doors lead everywhere. Where are these doors? They are everywhere. Dak'kon falls silent for a moment. It is said that every bounded space within this city is a door that leads elsewhere. I don't understand. Imagine the door to the smoldering corpse bar. Remove the door. The frame remains. The space within the frame is still a door. But I walked through that door to get in here. It's just an open space. Many are the doors you never see. You may pass through them as if air and not know them for what they are. They are closed to your sight and touch. And these invisible doors are everywhere in Sigil? It is said every bounded space is a door. It is not known for certain. Doors move, doors change, doors disappear. All are locked. The doors remain as air until you have the key that opens them. When you have the key, the doors will make themselves known to you. How do you know what the key is? Every door has a different key. Some keys are known, others are not known. What are the keys? There are as many keys as there are doors. The keys are not always things of metal. The keys can be of clashing of two swords, a drop of blood drawn from the tongue of a dying man, the memory of a past love, or an angry curse hurled at the sky. When the key and the door match, the door reveals itself. All these keys and doors can be difficult. Such a task has been attempted but never finished. As the city changes, the doors change. Nothing known remains known for long. Why do you say the city is flawed again? I already explained that. Oh. What if the city is not flawed? A thing does not need to be ordered and have a purpose to know itself? What if these contradictions are strengths that you cannot see? What if the city is not flawed? You just do not know the reasons for its contradictions. There is order in everything. Perhaps there is an underlying pattern that you cannot perceive. I like this one better. To your question, a question. What if the city is flawed and you see its contradictions all around you? To your question, a question. You claim the city's existence is flawed. You have accepted this rather than explore the possibility that something greater may exist. That suggests you are flawed, and that you do not search for knowledge, but only for a convenient answer. Oh, get destroyed! Fall silent. There is no knowing the answer to the questions we have asked, yet the city exists, that is all. Yet I would maintain that we know ourselves by the questions we ask, and the ones we do not. If we cease asking questions and accept only what we can perceive... Oh, I got some experience. Then we will cease to know ourselves. Dak'kon's voice has changed slightly, becoming heavier. Such words have been spoken before. I have heard them and know them. Where have you heard them, then? The words are mine. Once I knew them and knew their meaning. I have forgotten them until you spoke. Dak'kon's gaze travels through you, and his blade stops shimmering, bleeding of all colors until it is translucent. There is a moment of silence. Then Dak'kon looks up at you. I would travel your path with you. Oh, he's going to join us. Holy shit. I accept. You are old. Of what use could you be to me? No, don't say that. I accept. I'll consider it. I have some other questions first. Speak your questions, I will hear you. Yeah, I'm sorry. The problem was in my lungs, so I have something in my lungs. So, you seem to place a special emphasis on knowing. What do you mean? All things, whether structure or flesh, their existence is defined by their knowing of themselves. And if a man does not know himself, when a mind does not know itself, it is flawed. When a mind is flawed, the man is flawed. When a man is flawed, that which he touches is flawed. Dak'kon pauses. It is said that what a flawed man sees, his hands make broken. Do you know yourself? His cold black eyes take on the same distance that you noticed when you first spoke. I ask again, do you know yourself? When Dak'kon speaks again, his voice has changed. His words echo like a great stone dropped into a chasm. It looks like he is forcing the words from his chest. It is not my will that you know this. Perhaps I was being too kind phrasing it as a question. Tell me. I'm in a conflict. He doesn't want to talk about this, so maybe I should just back off. We just met and everything. We're gonna be friends, right? So I'm just like, I'm backing off. Do you know any of Farad? That one is not known to me. I've lost a journal. The location of such a thing is not known to me. Add some other questions. Wait, but can he join me now? Oh, as you turn to leave, the man speaks sharply. The first time you have heard his tone change since the conversation began. Hold. The city is not known to you. I would travel your path with you. I accept. An extra blade.
Your path is mine.
Strangely enough, his voice seems distant, and it echoes, and it was speaking from across a great distance. Very well, let's go. I just gained 1,000 experience. Endure, and enduring grow strong. I just got an achievement. Endure and enduring grow strong. Who the hell is and why is his HP bar... Oh. I can technically do that to everybody. But, hello. Hello, friend. He's a fighter mage. Oh, that's cool. That's super cool. That's extremely cool. Statistics screen. He's level... So, what levels are we right now? I'm level 5. He's level 4. And this guy's level 3 multi-class. So, he's both of them. That's extremely interesting. 17 strength. He's not very intelligent. So he's a mage that's not super intelligent, which is kind of a problem. Yeah, your exceptional strength gives you... he's extremely powerful. In terms of as a fighter, but as a... Edge weapon to hit. Currently pretty good. Blah, 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 blah. And mage spellbook. Oh my god, spells. I've first time I'm seeing spells in this thing. So known, memorized. Okay. This is how the spells look. This is terrible. There's no distinction. There's no actual icons. It's just a colored wheel. And I have to figure this out. Scripture of Steel, Submerge of the Will, Valkyr's Eyes. What the hell is all this? 30 minutes per level. Touch, person's touch. And from Gith, the warrior queen, came the knowing of oneself, and the knowing came immense power. So he has extremely specific spells. This spell increases the target's strength score by a certain number of points, or tenth of points above 18, which will still be qualified by race class restrictions. The spell cannot bestow a strength of 21 or greater. The bonus is as follows. Depending on who you are, you get an amount. Okay. Cool, I guess. He doesn't need it, but he can cast it on me, for example. Reign of Anger. Instant. Zerthamon's teachings allow the channeling of anger into streams of unerring missiles that quickly strike those that oppose you. Magical Missile. So, it's Magic Missile. You could have called it Magic Missile instead of Reign of Anger, but sure. Magical Missile strikes the target unerringly for 3 to 6 points of damage, with no saving throw possible. In addition, the caster gains 1 extra missile every 2 levels for a total of 5 missiles at level 9. This is literally Magic Missile. Okay, good. Submerge of Will. When the will is submerged, new strength is gained. The strength to endure and protect against adversity. With knowing the teachings of the third cycle of Zerthamon comes greater protection against all forms of attack. Magical Orb of Protective Energy arises and protects the recipient from attacks from all directions. It bestows an AC 2 against all attacks and +1 for saving throws for 12 seconds, level of caster. Area of effect 1 creature, so you can cast it on other people. So this is just Mage Armor? No, no Mage Armor. You can't cast Mage Armor. But it's like a defensive spell. This is Magic Missile. This is Strength of 1. It's called Power of 1. But it's Strength of 1 or 1, something like that, which gives you strength, which is super normal. Earliest teaching of Zerthamon, this incantation reflects what knowing that flesh yields to steel achieves, bestowing a greater advantage to strike and the strength to resist damage. +1 to hit and +1 to saving throws for all creatures that are friendly to the caster in a 70 feet radius from the casting point. This is a priest spell. It's called Bless. Have you heard of this? Valkyr's Eyes is branded upon the one who is foolish enough to cross the caster. Valkyr's short-sightedness becomes the target's vision, and soon the world is muddled and dark. If the target creature fails its saving throw at -1 penalty, the creature will be struck with blindness and suffer a penalty. Okay. Cool. I guess. Interesting that
I'm gone.
all of his things have weird names, I guess. Because of, yeah. But I got a new character. And he has stuff. Okay. Dak'kon's Zerthblade. Okay. So, I gotta say something. As you might know, the biggest game on this channel and one of my favorite games of all time is Baldur's Gate 2, where that's a blade that you can get, and now I get the reference. Because I have not gotten the reference before. I did not know that Dak'kon's Zerthblade is. I knew that the name rang a bell, but I didn't know why. And it's I don't know if it's a katana. I think it's a scimitar that you can get in Baldur's Gate 2, and that's a reference. Cool. Dak'kon's Zerthblade. Yeah, special Taco +1, special +1 to armor class. That's really cool. I think it does the same. 2 to 9, so it's 1d8 +1. Edged. Material that can be shaped with the mind through mental discipline alone. Dak'kon maintains the integrity of the blade. He can shape it slightly depending on his skill, adjusting its length, sharpness of the edge. Presumably, as he gains levels, he may be able to manipulate the blade in new ways. Carry such weapons, certainly a weapon that depends on the integrity of the wielder, would be entrusted only to those who have learned to discipline themselves. Dak'kon has wound a series of parchments around the hilt of the blade that appears the mantras dedicated to... Yeah. So we're not giving him any...
The Karak blade is tied to me. Neither may exist without the other.
Neither may exist without the other. Yeah, I cannot remove default weapon, so that's his weapon, and that's just it. Doesn't have anything else, but he has room for tattoos. Dak'kon's Zerth armor. Ceremonial armor class 5, which is pretty good. It's like fine. Similar to chainmail, slightly more flexible.
This ceremonial armor is the symbol of Azurth. I will not part with it.
Okay, so he's just wearing these, and screw you. Whispering Flask. Invokes Age. Special. +2 to Strength. Usable only by Githzerai. Peculiar powder called Whispering Motes. Loose translation of the Gith expression. A form of healing powder commonly used by the Githzerai on the plane of Limbo. When the stopper is pulled and the spice touches on the skin of a wounded person, the spice travels through the injured person's body, generating raw matter to fill up the holes in his physical form. No matter how small or large, in order for the spice to work, the user must concentrate on its healing effect. With the proper discipline, a practiced Githzerai can even heal the greatest of wounds. In addition to its curative properties, it is also the element in several of the rites of passage. It is believed that the spice also fills in the holes of a person's psyche, removing doubts and giving them focus. So this could be a quick item, and you can use that, and that's cool. The Unbroken Circle of Zerthimon. Usable only by Dak'kon. This small round stone is the Unbroken Circle of Zerthimon. The Unbroken Circle is a Zerth religious text containing teachings of Zerthimon, the founder of the Githzerai people. The circle is made up of a series of interlocking circles that fold out from one another, depending on which branch the reader wishes to follow in the path of teachings. It is said that some Zerths spend years poring over the combination of the plates, looking for new significance in the teachings. Dak'kon seems to use this text as a means of focusing his spellcasting ability, for he pores over the table occasionally, memorizing the words. This small round stone appears to be a religious text. You can't figure out how to unlock the plates, however. Okay. That's very interesting, though. But we finally have somebody to hold some of these things. Yay! Oh, 3. Yes. Great. Can I put...
cannot part with that.
So you can't remove items, so it's just like, that thing is just there. Magus Guard, only used by mages. He's technically a mage. Does that help? Armor class 5. No, it doesn't, literally doesn't do anything because, yeah. But I want to use it once I'm a mage. If hopefully I'll ever be a mage. Bronze bracelets need to be moved. And then here's a bunch of spells that only a mage could cast. I heard you're a mage. Okay, very good. Open up some space. We got this tomb, the box, the earring, the barbed thing. Cool. You can just keep that there. Leg bone. I don't know why I kept all of these instead of selling them. This is probably stupid. Strahn's diary. I don't know why I'm keeping it, but I'm keeping it. I'm fine. Okay. That was really interesting and cool, and I kind of want to talk to him though.
Endure. In enduring, grow strong.
Dialogue.
What is your will?
Yeah, I want to talk to him. There are things I would know, Dak'kon. Then he nods. What is your will? I wanted to ask you about our travels. Could I talk to you about your teachings? Can you teach me anything of the art, Dak'kon? Like how to become a mage? Know that I am not a teacher in this, but know that I may serve as a guide. I do not know how humans come to be versed in the art, but when you learn the art, return and ask again. When I'm a mage, then. In the meantime, I have some other questions. Okay, I need to find a mage teacher first. About your teachings? About the weapons craft? Shakes his head. I can redirect one towards the craft of war, but I cannot advance their skill. My weapons are not of steel, but of will and knowing of the self. If I need to resume the fighter profession, I'll ask you. I have some other questions. Okay. About our travels. What can you tell me about the city? Farad. I've already asked them about that. What can you tell me of Sigil? Okay, whatever. We've already asked pretty much all of these things. So let's talk to somebody else.
All right.
Kandarian and Eb Crickness. Cricknees. You see a soft-looking man with... Sorry. You see a soft-looking man with gentle, far-staring eyes. He dresses in supple leather clothing and carries various implements of use and destruction about his body, such as ropes, spikes, tinderboxes, and empty vials of air. He looks half gone, literally. There's an insubstantiality to his existence. Insubstantiality is totally a word. To his existence, as if his essence has been partially leached away. He focuses those eyes on you, and suddenly you find them gripping and determined. Greetings to you, O Seeker. Greetings. He carefully sets down the mug he's holding and gives you all his attention. I have seen the far reaches of the multiverse and returned to tell the tale. I have walked upon the bodies of dead gods and spun moonbeams in the astral ahead of 1,000 shrieking Githyanki nights. I have passed the edges of existence and watched my essence shiver away before me. What is it I can do for you? Look at this, Mr. Big Shot. like, I am so good right now. What do you want from me? I have some questions. Perhaps I have answers. Speak. I met a woman named Ingress with very bad teeth. She said she has come through a portal from some world that was opened by a tune hummed near 2 cross trees. Can you get her home? Oh, this is interesting. He pauses briefly, thinking. I know the portal of which you speak, though. Though I have not traveled in these 30 years gone. I will take her home, Seeker. Go tell her to await my arrival. Then meet me back here, and I will tell you if it was successful or not. Thanks.
Updated my journal.
Cool. That's completely random. Who are you? I am Kendrian Illborn, traveler, dreamer, tale spinner, and so forth. Wow. You're traveling. Tell me of the planes. I am tired, Seeker. So tired. I am fresh back from negation. I will answer what I can for you, but I cannot promise that you will find satisfaction in the answers I give. What would you know? Would you hear of the outer planes, the prime material, or the inner planes? What's the difference? I may have chosen the wrong person to talk to. The difference is true essence, Seeker. The inner planes are matter, substance, true physicality. They are the building blocks of the multiverse, for it is from them that all belief in the elements spring. The inner planes filter through the ethereal plane, the plane of potential, some say, which forms the elements into the worlds of mortals. Once past the ethereal planes, one reaches the prime material, where exist all manner of mortals and monsters and myths and machines. It is there that belief is born, and there that the spirits that create the outer planes are born. When mortals die, they pass through the astral plane, a no place that is thought and mental energy itself. It is in all things and in none. It is paradox, among other things, and it filters spirits into the great ring. Do you comprehend so far? I'm sorry, but he's kind of a dick. Yes, go on. Now, the outer planes. Where should I start? Do you know the cardinal rules of the planes on which all others are based? Do you know about the composition of the outer planes? Do you know of the great ring and its divisions in our hearts? Do you know of the individual planes? Each of these leads to the next, and so it is best to start from the beginning. So do you have 3 hours? Because it seems like we're going to need that. And I don't think I can... I think we're going to need like an hour just to talk to this guy. Forget it, I had some other questions, because I'm looking for a journal. I've seen no journals lately. What are you doing? I'm fresh back from negation. What do you mean? Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna read this. His eyes cloud over. I went to the inner planes to discover my true essence. I made the mistake of visiting the negative material plane in order to understand my body's urge to decay and the cycle of death in life. I thought myself protected against the ill effects of the plane with my magic, but I was wrong. The blackness of infinite nothing pressed on my soul, and I was beset by shadows that sought to snuff out my very soul. I lost my way for a time, for an eternity, and nearly lost my existence. I could feel my essence falling away from me, and am even now half gone. Never will I return. How did you survive?
My journal.
Oh, he gave me an item. Okay. How did I survive? He smiles tightly. With a piece of nothing that held back the nothing. Nothing can stop nothing. You know. And so I carried nothing in my hand to protect me. Do you plan to journey to the ultimate negation yourself? You have the smell of desperation about you, and so I make this gift. Hold it in your hand when the shadows press in, and it should protect you and your friends somewhat, should they remain close to you. Ha! He passes you a small black token that looks as if it has no dimensionality to it at all. Thanks. Tell me more of the planes. None, but I have some other questions. What is this place? Unless the cosmos has shifted or we have been spun into the mazes, I would say that we're in the Smoldering Corpse Tavern. What can you tell me of the patrons? Mazes? What do you mean? Aye, the mazes, where the lady dumps those who've displeased her. He makes a small semicircle over his heart as he speaks the lady's name. If you know more of the lady in the city, find a tout or some such guide. Very well, had some other questions. What is this place? What can you tell me of the patrons? I mind my own business here, Seeker, for I spend too much time away not minding it. Speak to the bartender if you would learn more of his customers. Okay, so what are you doing and who are you are big questions. So we're gonna chat with him next time. But hey, we slightly moved forward by gaining Dak'kon, which is really cool. And that's sort of all we did today. Yeah, this is going to progress even slower, I guess, for now. Oh, he made a gesture with his hands. But yeah, I'm determined to continue this for as long as it takes. If it takes forever, then it takes forever. And I hope you will join me. Once again, I'm sorry for not having anything for a long time, but life gets in the way, sometimes in the worst way, where you go to the hospital. And that's it. I very much hope that you'll see me next weekend, as usual. And that's it. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.